There we go, and welcome back everyone. Let's draw. Time for our weekly drawing practice. I'm a day late today as I sharpen my pencil. Not a bad name for what we're doing, sharpening our pencils. That's kind of what we're doing here, our project. So, yeah, it's time for our drawing practice. So, like I said, I'm a day late. I actually had D&D last night. Talk about geeky. So I'm just going to start on my line reps, as usual, just to get myself back in the habit of drawing nice, straight lines. Good to have these regular habits so we can get back into the mood. It's funny how these things just remind us of past experiences. Perhaps some frustrating, some not, but the mind does a great job of keeping us kind of keeping those positive memories going. Do some circles. Ooh. There we go. As I mentioned last time, trying to make circles that are large enough that I have to move the entire arm. I can't just do little squiggles with my fingers. Because little squiggles are easy enough, but the large circles are where you're really training yourself to draw a circle. And we'll do our curves between objects, training ourselves to move the pencil between objects for finer motion control, motor control. And we note, for example, it's dangerous to do stuff like this because my hand, I can't see through my hand down to what's going on back in here. So it's better to go up if you can. But if you go up, you're pushing away, and it's hard to control that. So side to side movements and up and down movements are better, especially when you can look at it, when you can see where your pencil is going. More practices of staying with the flow. Warm-up exercises in their own way, but important to get you moving, get your pencil flowing, get it on the highway. All right, there's our line reps. Today is January 31st, 2018. Put in our little signature, and we're good to go. All right, there are line reps. You may be able to see through here slightly. In fact, I'm sure you can see the stream there. This paper is not particularly heavy weight. So if I were doing things that I really wanted to preserve, I would probably not do it on the backs of one of these. But this is all practice, so it's fine. All right, now I'm going to move on to some contour drawings. I've seen a lot of these before. So here, I'm just going to take this character here, as we've done before for our contour drawings. And yeah, I know it's backwards, but that's how everything's set up. So I'm just going to follow the contour of her body on the paper without looking at the paper. Just trying to follow that around. And every so often I can glance down I'm going to go ahead and ignore the sword. Not going in very well. And then we go out. And we go down. There. And we'll cut around. We go up. And it's probably a bit too heavy. But you know, that's why we're practicing. One important thing about crotches, I'll be honest, I cheated a little bit there, is there's always a little bit inside there. Just following that contour up. Ooh, wow. All these little bumps on the side. Then we follow that curve around. We'll bump for there. And she has no neck. But again, that's okay. Okay, not too bad. And then we follow this. Goes down like that. And we have our ridiculous sword. And then the blade comes. This is interesting. Yeah. Huh. It's very tempting to make that sword longer than it is. Okay. And there's a... Might as well do this. There's her hand. The back of that. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's a bit off. Okay. But fair enough. You can get that grimace going here. Not so good. We'll do a bit of the hair. Okay. Again, this is just a practice drawing to get used to that, to following a shape with a pencil. That's fun. This is the cool thing, is that remember before when I was doing this, it took me a long time to get to a contour drawing. Now it's getting more familiar. I want to keep doing these every week, but just keep getting, keep getting better at them. All right, now, oops, almost forgot to sign it. Good to remember that, yes, I did that thing. Now we'll do a cross contour. Where we take a part of the body and do a cross section. So there's her forearm, as it seems to me. Really kind of right here. It's basically the this bit around the wrist, the forearm. Otherwise, let's try the stomach. The belly button there. Same idea as before. We're trying to follow the outline with her. Whoops, whoa. More like that. Okay. Thigh. Which again, just looks like a circle, but I'm trying to follow that contour and really think about where those little bits would come in or come out. Let's do the upper thigh here. It's kind of an interesting shape. It comes around like this. You have those glutes, and it comes back like that. And then it's more, it feels like it would be more circular and back around. Oops, didn't quite connect there, but that's the idea. So again, we have this here and this here that are kind of flatter, and then trying to be more rounded over here. Just practicing. Let's try that knee. This knee here. So we have this comes up like this, and knee comes around like that, and comes back to there, and then it comes back around. I think it would be like that, and then back up like that. Okay, not too bad of a knee. All right, that's a decent practice. All right, now, where is my book? 1 second. Remember all of these exercises. Gesture. Potential gesture. That's a good one. Let's do a potential gesture. This is one where you take an existing gesture, say that like that one, and then draw the character as she would be if she, were a second later in the motion. So if she followed that motion through, or he, right, where would the character end up? Here's an interesting experiment. So in this case, I'm having a little bit of a problem because the light's shining right on that page. But if we had, so I'm guessing we would still have her head, and you can look at her. Actually, can you? That's a good question. Okay, yes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to draw this character. I can look at the model, but I have to draw the model as she will be in a few seconds. So let's try that. So here's her head. There's the chin. And then that comes down, and we have boob, and we have this comes over here. There's the rest of her body, and I'm just going to kind of sketch in her body here, because she will be moving that sword through her. Now her arm will be here and coming in like this, with her hand gripping like that. Sword will be, let's see if the sword is coming out, will be probably like this. Gripping like that. There's the hilt. That's fine. You get the idea. The rest of the back of that thing, obviously this would need to be adjusted. We get the idea of that. And her other arm now would be coming like this, up like, actually more like that to grip. Yep, we actually probably extend the blade a little bit. And we will imagine that she's got that there, and this will be stepped out a little bit forward, the foot. All right, so there we go. We go from this to this, right? Pulling the sword forward a little bit. Good, that was useful. Good practice. Doing very well in practice today, which is a little weird. Oh, are we still going? Just double check. See if the stream is still around. It says I'm live, but I'm not sure. Things are always a little confusing. Always gotta double check everything, make sure everything's going the way you expect it to. Okay. So there's the potential gesture for tonight. That's good. Let's try some other practices. Memory drawing. Oh, that's a good one. That's the one we were doing before. Let's do that. Memory drawing. Yeah, I will look at a drawing or a photo for 30 seconds and look away and try to redraw it. Okay, just from what I'm seeing. So let's do that, and we will go in 3, 2, 1. All right, and look away. And then we redraw from scratch. So we have head looking at us, eyes about here, nose there. The sword was across from there roughly. So we have this. I believe this arm was down more or less like this. Actually, it's probably more like this, I think. And then the other was like that, wrapped around. Laid like that. How close was I? Not too terrible. Obviously the, this is messy. But I have in it, it's actually more curved like that. It's more like that for her body. That really improves it. Uh-oh. Did my internet just crap out? I think so. That says something's happening. Well, all right. Let me pull up YouTube over here. That's fine. Yep, sure enough. All right, we'll just do it this way. Not ideal, but doable. All right, so if anyone's been chatting, I apologize. I have not seen it because my normal streaming, yeah, that's fine. My normal streaming laptop is having trouble with the internet. Oh, and it's popped up back in now, or it's trying to. But yeah, I'm not trusting that. So I'll have it on both places, and that'll teach us that. All right, so there's the memory drawing again. Curving in is a lot better. Oh, and it's more like that on her arm, which makes sense because of the angle. And of course, her fingers would come down around like this. Right. Okay. But again, I'm at least getting the basic shapes not completely incorrect. That makes me reasonably happy. All right, so there's that practice. Let me move on to something else. Moving action. The model takes a moving pose. Okay, can't do that. descriptive poses, describe a pose the model is to take, and then compare to the model. We can't do that. Oh, that's interesting. Reverse poses. So somebody's kneeling on their right knee, draw them as though they were kneeling on their left knee. That's impressive. Group poses, multiple people. The model drawing in ink, the daily composition. Okay, so this is doing that. All right, that's... All right. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lot of these because they're just not possible with... because I don't have a live model. Maybe someday we'll be able to draw from a live model, but not today. Alrighty. So let's move on to our actual stuff of the day. We're going to draw some super deformed characters. And for this, I'll pull out my How to Draw Manga book. These are made actually in Japan by Japanese artists and then translated into English. So this is not, an American claiming he or she knows how to draw SD characters. This is someone with actual experience in Japan. And we're going to go based on that. And again, we've been doing some of this in the past. And we have various styles we're familiar with in terms of faces. So let's go back. As we did before, we want to look at the various parts of SD. I'm going to call this just SD practice. Need some sharpening. Get that nice and sharp. And we're going to draw some eyes. So there's, I'm actually going to try a couple different things. Then we have a big curve there and a big curve here. Ooh, not very curved. And then we do a circle. Trying to make the arc of that circle pretty rounded. Yeah. And we darken up the middle. Okay. And then we have our big blobby reflections. Whoop. There's our... Whoop. Wow, that's not very good at all. Okay. Had some difficulty there. But that's kind of an interesting... cute little SD face there. Let's try something... So yes, then we can go something a little kind of in the middle there. A big old reflection. And there's our iris. I like that a lot. Nice and rounded on the eye. So it doesn't look like an oval. I mean, it can be oval-ish, but nothing too strong. Ugh. Where's my eraser? So the problem with this is it's too square. It's not cute enough. It needs to be kawaii. Better. That's better. Nice expression there. We still don't have our... There are our eyebrows. Cool. So yeah, I think I'll go with some variation on this for our characters. All right. Do we want eyelashes, eye fold or no eye fold? Nope, I think that's good. Don't want wrinkles, flamboyant faces. Don't need that right yet. Okay. Now we need mouths. So, do we want to see teeth? That's kind of cool. Do we want, like, just lower teeth? Yeah. Do we want just upper teeth? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like having those. And do we want to have actual teeth? It's a little too goofy, I think, for my tastes. So yeah, I like this one. All right. Unique mouths, not a concern right now. Assorted stylized mouths, not a problem right now. Combinations to boost expressions. Yep. Wide mouth, plenty of expressions, so we want that. Ears. Yeah, I think I like having just simple ears. Maybe something like that for my ears. That's fine. Remember to draw ears. It's a good point if they should be there. Point to silhouette. Okay. Cuteness is not exclusive to big eyes, of course. The triangle to lay out the face. Good point. So you want these to be closer for youthful faces, wider apart for more mature faces. Points of caution. Okay. Changes in facial layout. Standard SD characters. Shading. High and low angles. Gotcha. Maintaining balanced proportions. So here's where things get interesting, because I always have a problem with bodies. Mismatch to create individuality. Proportioning arms and legs. There we go. And then disrupt that for comedic effect. All right. Bend joints, modifying the head-to-body ratio as needed. Skillfully adjust the head-to-body ratio according to the situation. Gotcha. Yeah, good point. You know, feel free to change your proportions a little bit for a particular situation. Do we have bodies here anywhere? I need more information about bodies. Developing characteristic characters. 4-to-1 head-to-body ratio. Okay. All right, so let's try some stuff. Wow, yeah, my Wi-Fi is really unhappy tonight. All right. Let's see here. So let's do a quick head and body. I'm gonna copy some of these, not trace, but just to get an idea of overall shape. So more SD practice. Let's start here. So we have our head like this. Shirt, skirt, leg, shoe, shoe, fist, arm, fist, and then put our hair, gotta have ears, pretty low, and then our eyes. The eyes are quite low. Eyeline, intense expression, reflection, iris, nose, mouth, a little bit of, all right, what's wrong? Eyes are way too small. Learning that. Duly noted. Make those eyes like that big. Ah. And then we can actually still have those there. And big reflection, big iris, She still lost something of the cuteness, though. Let's finish up the hair. Give her some eyelashes. Ah, that's what it is. She lost the cuteness because I made her much bigger, much wider. That helps. So it's body shape. Yeah. See how much more that makes sense. And then I probably should... I think her head's a bit too wide, oddly enough. Head's too wide for the shape. Wonder if I can fix that. Can I come down here and pull in her ear? This is why we practice, so we learn these things. Yeah, definitely cuter now. I think a lot of this too is I just need to tighten up the lines. Make them less shaky. That definitely helps. Yeah, jawline's a little weird too, but okay. Have an idea. All right. Good. Okay, so that's taught me some things. Definitely okay to have a short body, slim body. Also, why is that like that? She needs to be more like, oops, whatever. Okay. Making some improvements. All right, let's try her. I think we drew a version of her at one point. But let's do it again. So, and then this very interesting head shape. Then we give her eyes down here, and then giant pupils. Here are those ovals again. Kind of can't stop them. Give her a nice, pleasant expression. Expression is something else I need to work on. So how are we doing on the overall head shape? Still feeling off. I think I went the opposite direction there. Wow, that's... yeah, man. That's really off. Okay. So we need that there. And then the hair is okay. So the eyes get filled in here. Okay. That's pretty horrifying. But this is all practice. Her shirt needs to be about as wide as, okay. Her shirt is like that, and like that. Even wider, like that. And then comes in, and then these come down like that. Okay, so let's fill in the circle there, and give her nice expression, and make her mouth wider. Wide mouths give more personality. Okay, so again we want to go more like that. Give her ears, the large ears, and then hair. Okay, that's less bad. Still kind of weird. but less bad. Getting a feel for it. What sort of eyes? But yeah, I got kind of distracted there with the head and the shape of the head. So let's move on to I'm just going to do a head. I'm not going to worry about what's in there. Do the shirt down. Okay, and then we'll do skirt. And then we'll do just some simple little legs. With some and some socks and some ribbons. And then we will move the shirt in, nothing complicated, and then give her arms in the simple like diamond shape there, and then come down here, again simple like diamond shape here, and then connect it in. Okay, yep, that's a very reasonable what's a fun bounce here? And let's get a fun over-the-top expression. I know we have some here. Some goofy stuff. Where are the goofy expressions? Oh, yeah. Catcher's on. Where do the goofy expressions go? What am I missing? Ah. That works. Give her ears. Ears. Oop. Just some simple hair like that, I think. Cool. She's cute. I could definitely ink that quite happily. So now the question is, what does this look like inked? Should I try? Should I try inking this? I think I might. But first, I need to take a break. And, oh yeah, I'm having problems with the old drive-in stuff and even the intermission, old intermission ads. So I guess I'm gonna have to do this. And I will be back in about 3.5 minutes.
All right, so how much does it cost to actually buy a DVD or Blu-ray over in Japan for the fans? So Cowboy Bebop was we released a couple years ago, $85 per DVD, 3 episodes per disc. G Gundam was released for $375 for the entire series. Hanasaku Iroha, which is a good example of a reasonably successful but not hugely big show, $77 for 3 episodes. Madoka Magica, big hit, so $62 for 2 episodes on DVD, and basically $40 an episode on Blu-ray. By the way, that CD is usually an image CD, so it is one of the characters singing a song, it's not a soundtrack. Yeah, so when I see otaku in America complaining that anime is expensive, I can't sympathize too much. Why is it that expensive? It's a historical accident. Basically, when VHS tapes came in Japan, there was this sense that, I'm sure you all have seen photographs of Japanese apartments. They're small. So there was the expectation that folks were not going to buy VHS tapes. The rental market was where folks really invested. The problem was otaku were crazy. Otaku, a show would come out, and otaku would call the rental company and say, I must own a copy of Space Battleship Yamato. Sell me your VHS tape of it. And they would say, we're buying industrial, commercial quality tapes that cost like $80 because they're meant to be reused over and over and over again. And the otaku would say, I don't care, I will buy it. And so they did. And so that became the going price for anime, is the very high price that they were willing to pay. And in fairness to the industry, they have tried lowering the price. And what would happen was they would lower the price by, say, 20%, and sales would increase by maybe 3%. And the reason is, sad to say, there are only so many people in Japan who are going to buy Kill la Kill, right, or any given anime series. There's not a huge demand for anime outside of the otaku market that's going to jump on these shows if they were just somewhat less expensive. So it hasn't changed. And the reality is, this is how a lot of that money gets recouped for the industry, is those prices. Also, it's important to note, anime doesn't sell that great in Japan, versus what we tend to think. So the year Attack on Titan came out, it only sold 52,000 copies. Kill la Kill sold less than 12,000 copies the year it came out. Love Live, 30,000. Samurai Flamenco, 680 copies. The average anime series in 2013 only sold 5,500 copies. Because again, there aren't that many people buying anime. There's not that, the audience is not that huge, is the reality. And it's another reason why prices have to be that high, just to recoup that cost.
And we're back. Apologies, hi Hyakushiki. Apologies if you're seeing some buffering there. I did have some Wi-Fi problems here earlier in the evening, but this machine is wired directly into the router. So I was hoping it wasn't a problem, but let me know if it's still showing up. Meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and ink this drawing. I have a 3 here, which I think, well, actually I'll do a 5, I think. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and ink her. It just requires some strong lines, strong, confident lines. I think I will, and you can clean up some of your mistakes this way. If you look and you realize, I didn't want to go quite as bold on an angle. I want this to be a little cuter. I can soften some of these things. too hugely crazy about the waviness of that, so I'm going to pull it back a little bit. There we are. Socks, shoes, and then we'll do her face. Actually, we'll do her hair first, I think. Pull that down a little bit further. Pull that out a little bit further. Down, boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. 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 Do her that way. Good. Oh, that worked out really well with the hair. Cool. Give her ears. And ears. And let's do some fun little eyes. There we go. She needs a neck. Give her a neck. Yeah, I was going to go, actually I'm going to go a little lighter on the shoe detail. And there she is. Cute little SD girl. Oops. Ah, 1 second. Alexa, stop. That was a reminder to me, which I don't need anymore. So I think that's all of the detail. So now I can just go back in and clean her up with an eraser. And you see how erasing the pencil lines really makes the whole drawing pop. And if I were going back in, you know, with a, when I scan this back in, I will go ahead and do some work. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? She needs a bit more hair there. Good. Yeah, I do a little bit more work on some of these lines that are still a little more obvious. Clean up some things. But there's our SD girl. Cool. That makes me happy. Now, obviously, I'm just copying what's in the book in terms of that that physical body and shape, but it's a good start. So let's try something else. This to one side. Let's go ahead and pull her out. All right, fine. I'm gonna pull her out, put her to the side, and use her as a reference. I'm gonna try drawing a similar character, but I'll like have her arms down a bit. So we'll modify it. So let's start with, and obviously I know I'm not going to be able to cut, you know, this is not going to look recognizably like that girl. I'm not that good yet. But I can get closer. So there's the shirt. There's the arms. There's the other part of the shirt. So now I'm going to have the shirt come down like that and have her arms be more relaxed. And the skirt, again, will sort of come out like this. Maybe we'll add a little flare there for fun. And then we'll do the same thing on the legs. Let's go a little more normal on the legs. Socks. And then, like we said, we'll have the arms just come down like that. And then have our simple little, yeah, that's better. So this doesn't look right. It's the skirt. The skirt should do this. I got ahead of myself. Skirt was a little over-designed. She still feels like she's a bit too, she's not wide enough. Also, we have some awkward similarities here between these two things. So what I might do, and I think actually the skirt is, in that sense, too low. So what do? Well, first off, the shirt gets widened. We fix our mistakes. And then we have the shirt come out like this. And then have her arms come out like that. And then similarly we widen the skirt, and I will probably simplify, and I will make the skirt come out like this and like that, and then I'll have the crease be a little closer. That's a bad line. Yeah, to the hem. It shouldn't be up that far. That was a problematic pleat, so to speak. Now the question is, does that make her, does that screw up the dimensions of her body? It does a little bit. So let me redo her legs. Okay. So her legs should be a little bigger. And not quite go down as far. All right, that's better. Although she looks kind of fat now. That's because of the lines of the shirt. That's better. And then make the shirt come a little more normal. There we are. And maybe give her a slightly thicker arm. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's pretty good. Then we again give her not bad. This is too, no. Her jawline's too square. And I keep giving her a square jawline, and I'm not sure why. There we go. Neck. And then we give her ears. And we give her hair. that. Whoops. Yeah. I am not good at drawing that direction. That is now clear. So we'll and like we said, we give her some hair like this, going up to a hairline around here-ish. Make those better circles. Okay, that's, again, not terrible. It's still kind of weird. But it's reasonably super deformed. Okay, like I said, let's ink this. Going for nice bold lines here. And again, this is a chance to kind of fix some of our mistakes, realizing that, oh, you can have a slightly different angle on some of these lines than we had when we were initially drawing them. Oh. See, that's a wiggly line. We don't like wiggly lines. I'm not being confident enough. Oops, wanted to wait on that. We'll do her head. Nope. Excuse me. Just the two? Apparently. And we want, oh, I see, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. And then we'll go a little calmer on that line there. Same thing here. I don't quite want that much of a curve on her hair. Ears, and there. Oh, she needs a neck. She has a neck now. And then we put in the details of her cute little shoes. Okay. So here's our second version of the character. It's actually not too far away from the earlier version. I'm fairly happy with that. I'm surprisingly happy. Hey, Hem. Did I see the Gundam Origins 6 trailer? I did indeed. The one with all the Char and Battle of Loom stuff. And pretty much every character from original Gundam showing up. Which is pretty exciting. I mean, it's a little silly because they have nothing to do yet. So it feels a little bit unnecessarily fan servicey, right? Like I understand having them appear in random side scenes, you know, but it does feel a little weird to have like, oh, every like Mirai shows up. It's like, what? You know, or Frau. Like, kind of nice that Frau was not involved, except being the girl next door. Okay. Yeah, so there's our cute little SD girl. No complaints there. All right, so there's her. So let's look at these characters side by side. Let me do this. I should also point out, I am scanning all of these and putting them up on DeviantArt, except for like the practice drawings, you know, like the line reps, you know, the most basic stuff. You know, this I'm not scanning and putting up, but everything else I'm putting up on DeviantArt under brentnewhall.deviantart.com. Maybe I'll do a Geek Archaeology DeviantArt. So here are our characters side by side. And yeah, that's pretty close, you know, reasonably so. For someone who's just kind of randomly doing a drawing, that's as close as you can expect somebody to get those close. You know, if those were both drawings in a manga, you'd be like, oh, they're different, but that's probably the same character. Cool. So you can see over here, I made the hands a little, the arms not quite as thick. Obviously she's a little bit wider here, so I made her body a little. It was originally much thinner, and I overcompensated a bit to make her a little wider. But that's okay. I'm learning. It'll be interesting to go in and kind of really do some measuring to say, okay, this should be this difference between here. But as you can see, we have basically more or less head, torso, legs. It's almost like a 3-to-1 here for this character. Whereas in his versions, let's go back to the girl I was copying that from, which I think was earlier on. Yeah. So his version, she is, wow, she's actually 1-to-1 pretty much. That's kind of amazing. So I kind of split the difference there. That's fine. She actually looks a little bit, possibly a little bit older than that. Okay, cool. That's good practice. All right. So yeah, I think I learned quite a bit from this. We've made some nice progress. Been going for a little over an hour now. I'm tempted to move on and do something else, but like this is pretty cool. Let's see what else I could. Let's do one more drawing, one more practice, and I feel like I should be playing around with body size and shape. These are some good boy drawing. Yeah, let's play around with this a bit. So I want to draw this guy here and get a sense of his sense of his body. So you actually can't see his neck. Shirt just comes out like this, and it's about that size on him. Interesting. We'll include the little notch, why not? And then there are his shorts. Oops. Okay. He's a comedic character, so he's kind of bow-legged. And his shirt will just come in like this. And we just have a very simple line down. And we have a very simple, very foreshortened fist there. Same thing here. Okay. And then shoes like this. Almost flats on him. And then we'll give him a simple oops, a bit much. And whoop, whoop, whoop. I'll give him a little thing back there. And then actually let's give him some actual eyes. Foomp, foomp. Reflection, reflection, pupil. We'll go more normal anime eyes on him. So yeah, those eye shapes are really nasty, but I can play around with that. I think my eyes aren't big enough. Nope, not big enough. All right. Learning. If he's super deformed, make him deformed. Roop, roop. That's slightly better. Needs more consistency. Again, I can fix some of that stuff with the ink. Let's give him some cool eyebrows. That's not too bad. And he, yep, no. Yeah, we'll give him the little shirt thing. All right, so again, he's actually a little chubby. I think I might be able to fix that just with this. Would that do it? Just pulling that shirt in a bit. Yeah, that slims him up significantly. Wow, that's amazing. And in fact, if I just pull the shorts in a bit, that might help too. Yep, that's much better. We can even do this, so he doesn't have weird shorts. That's better. And he's about, again, maybe 2.5 tall. Head's a little weird. So I think I'll soften that shape a bit. So I'll make him like, actually I might just do this. Yeah. Those really weird, extremely. So I don't like the ovalness of those pupils. I'm going to redraw again. And again, circle. Make that nice and circular. That seems a lot better to me. I am not sure why. I mean, eyes are kind of round, so I think it's just a matter of that's what how things should look. Ooh, I'm having some weird problems with my, wow. Why can't I draw? Why can I not draw circles tonight for these eyes? At least I'm catching it. All right, let's way bigger. That's funny. Wonder if professional mangakas ever had this problem. They just like cannot draw their characters' eyes all of a sudden. Like, I've been drawing this character for years, and suddenly all of my eyes are weirdly rounded. Completely different. And we do our reflection. I'm going to try to round that reflection a little bit more than I normally do. And then we'll do our pupil. Okay. And give him that cocky expression. It's a nice cocky expression. Okay. It's a little weird. His eyes should probably be repositioned a little bit better, but again, we're learning. Not the worst thing in the world. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and stick a knife in that. So if I pull this down here and come around and give him a nice jawline, and a nice ear there, and some hair like that. Give him a little bit better of a curve there. All right. Give him a shirt. Do some nice trying to turn this so that I know I can give it a nice even angle, because I know from my drawing practice that certain angles are very difficult for me to draw well. So now I'm practicing, I'm taking what I've learned there and using that here. So you see how the lines I'm drawing now are much more clean, but they also still have some character. So that's good. I'm going to keep his bow-leggedness. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do that for those parts of the eye, and I'm going to use the use the smaller pen to give me the nice roundedness with the thinness that I want. Yeah. Come back to that for the iris. I want to be able to fill in large amounts of the iris with a nice thick pen. Actually, I'm gonna again kind of fix spots where I didn't get it really well rounded. That's a pretty good iris. That's right, iris. And come back in. There's little bits of the shirt. There he is. Okay, I might even... Yeah, that gives him some nice character. Okay. Hey, Blue Dragon. Hello, everyone. All right, so it's been some good practice in drawing some elements of super deformed characters. So I think next time I'm going to come back and probably do a few more bodies, and then maybe try to do a body on my own. You know, kind of look at it, but then go back and say, okay, I'm just going to draw a shirt and some shorts and so forth, but not try to copy an existing drawing, and get a feel for what that might do to the character. And then that way I can start getting into the practice of just drawing a character, not just copying it. All right, that was drawing practice for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me, as always. Like I said, if you check the YouTube video when this posts, actually, I mean, this will post and I'll go back and edit it. So within a few hours, I will have links to all of these as drawings, as digital files. That's what I mean. Of course, they're drawings. So thanks all very much, and I am planning on doing a live stream this Friday, which will be just kind of the news. I might have a review to post as well, to show as well, but it should be a shortened live stream from the Star City Anime Convention, which is a convention I love going to every year down in Roanoke, Virginia. And we'll try to also have a discussion this Friday night. We'll have a topic to discuss. So as always, but obviously I can't do talking or cooking from a hotel room, sadly. So anyway, hope to see you all on Friday. Should have a great time as usual. And until then, I hope you guys all find more interesting stuff for you to be creative with and to make some cool stuff.